Good evening, folks. Again, I'm broadcasting from Cuyahoga County. That's in Cleveland, Ohio. And the issue, again, that I'm reporting on today is May the 28th of 2016, and it's approximately 2:25 a.m. I've made a list of this issue, the list involving the issue of bail bond reform. As you can see, a plain dealer reporter named Mark Nyham investigated what I've been long champion for 10 years. I've said that bail bond corruption exists solely because Judge Richard McMonagle, the administrative presiding judge, has allowed it, has championed it, and has benefited and made sure that those associated with him and tied to him benefit from the inexcusable methods involved in the bail bond system of Cuyahoga County. It has actually cost the taxpayers $1 million a day to tolerate the inexcusable negligence and money laundering involved in bail bond credit insurance, thereby allowing individuals to get out, defendants to be released from Cuyahoga County County Jail on credit. Now, there's no such thing, no such animal as bail bond or any insurance credit, home credit, auto credit, life insurance credit. Credit does not exist except for in Ohio. The governor, John Kasich, tied with and linked to the administrator. Now, it's a reason why he calls himself the administrator. It's called the administrative presiding judge. Richard McMonagle has been directly involved to and tied to that $1 million distribution of questionable bail bond funds, including allowing criminals or defendants to be released on credit. It's a crime in and of itself. The governor in Ohio has also allowed this crime to occur, this $1 million distribution of funds to occur ever since 2005 at least. I have a channel. You can view the evidence that I presented to Cuyahoga County as early as 2005. That channel is on YouTube. It's called Unlawful Bounty 1. No breaks in that tag. It's Unlawful Bounty 1. One word. Look it up on YouTube, and you will see the extent of corruption and racketeering that's been occurring through the bail bond industry since 2005. However, no one had the nerve or the courage in the media segment or the media industry of Cuyahoga County to move on that action. And finally, this reporter, Mark Nyham, has the nerve or the guts to report the truth. And here's the truth. At $1 million a day, there's 300, I've given the county a $365 message, which was ignored. The Judge Richard McMonagle, the racketeering presiding administrative judge, belongs in jail. It's inexcusable for him to be called the administrative presiding judge and to allow $365 million to be distributed, to be allocated to individuals in the county, political cronies, to benefit from, and here's the second point, what are they benefiting from? Bail bond corruption, according to my bail bond inequities or misuse of funds has cost, or abuse of funds or use of funds has cost more than $1 million a day. That's not my figure. That's the media figure. They finally call up. I've been saying this since 2005. Again, the channel, you can observe the evidence and look at the evidence for yourself, and you can judge. America is Unlawful Bounty 1. Here's another point that I've championed. It said that I've championed bail bond corruption for at least 10 years. Now let's do the math. 10 years times 365 days in a year times $1 million. That's not my figure again. That's the reporter who finally had the gumption to dig into this matter He indicates that it costs $1 million a day. That equals $365 million wasted on bail bond corruption, or used in a questionable way that has cost taxpayers that total amount of money since 2005. And again, he's the administrator presiding. He has been and he has control and he wields power. Racketeering Judge Richard McMonagle belongs in jail. He's distributed that money or allocated that money to county officials, to politicians, and to those that directly benefit from bail bond iniquities, corruption, and racketeering. And the county listened to me and my message, which is on YouTube, Unlawful Bounty, all one word. And it is. I've actually championed it before 2005, but I've recorded the corruption and the racketeering that occurs in the insurance industry, specifically the bail bond insurance industry, whereby they're allowed to write bonds or to release individuals from jail on credit through this insurance policy that the Ohio Department of Insurance has allowed to exist since as early as 2005, which is illegal. Again, let's get back to the point here. The county would have saved, let's bring this back on. Why is this important? The county would have saved $365 million. How would they would have saved it? If they would have listened to me, if the administrative presiding judge or any judge had a conscience to do what was right in Cuyahoga County, they could have saved the taxpayer $365 million. And now Cuyahoga County has finally caught up, and they're saying that they're going to investigate or consider exploring bail bond system reform for justice sake, so that poor people, they want to put this in the form that poor people, they're concerned about poor people, that they've had no concern for 10 years. I don't believe they're concerned, but you be the judge. Again, look at YouTube channel, Unlawful Bounty 1. Here's another article that I find very, very interesting and historical, and it provides a little context as to Cleveland's involvement, or Cuyahoga County involvements in the mafia. Judge Richard McMonagle has taken the mafia legacy to a whole nother level within judges' ranks of Cuyahoga County. I've outlined a few points. I said, now Judge Richard McMonagle runs Cleveland, and I quote, like a well-oiled machine. My second point, the new underworld figure, and I call him a racketeer because he directly acts and executes insurance policy within the bail bond industry as a racketeer. The new underworld figure is Judge Richard McMonagle. As I previously mentioned, and there's no need for me to break it down again, he controls, or he has allocated or misused and abused and distributed to county officials, racketeers, mobsters within the bail bond insurance industry, and other individuals that politically benefit from his control of that $1 million a day figure related to the inequities, the misuse and abuse of bail bond funds. He controls, or he has stolen from taxpayers, $365 million, and he's done so under the radar. And he runs a racketeering bail bond ring. Thanks to the final point, thanks to racketeering Judge Richard McMonagle, and I quote, the mob has its hooks in City Hall, banks. And what do I mean by banks? There are Cuyahoga County Clerk of Courts who's ran by Nija Bird. She is the daughter of Barbara Bird Bennett. I want to say probably a Chicago former school official who's been accused of and has confessed to stealing millions of dollars from children in Cuyahoga County. Where did that money go? Supposedly, a great proportion of it went into a trust fund where Nigel Bird Bennett children were the beneficiaries of the millions of dollars stolen and deposited, some of it deposited in this trust fund. And Nigel Bird Bennett is now the clerk of courts of Cuyahoga County. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree, neither does the daughter and the mother. Now, here's another key point. Nigel Bird, not only is she the present clerk of court, I want to say the banker, she's a former solicitor general for Cuyahoga County, and she's a lawyer. She knew, and it's just unconscionable for her to know that her mother was stealing money and putting it into a trust fund where Nigel Bird Bennett children benefited from it, and Nigel Bird has the audacity to say that she wasn't aware of what was going on, or the funds that were allocated to her child, her twins, her children, as a result of corruption and racketeering and stealing and theft from children. Our mother engaged in or controlled in Chicago. I want to say Chicago, it may have been Detroit, but I believe it's Chicago. Let's move on anyway. At any rate, Cuyahoga County Clerk of Courts has what we call a bank. I want to call it a crime bank. Anytime they directly accept bonds, especially bonds on credit to release criminals out of jail on credit through an insurance policy called bail bond. Now, again, there's no such thing as credit insurance, but Nigel Bird Bennett in Cuyahoga County Clerk of Court has accepted bail bond policy's insurance policy to allow $365 million to be allocated, distributed to benefit individuals that are directly tied to and linked into the corruption that Judge Richard McMonagle has controlled as administrative presiding judge for years, as early as 2005. And let's move on. I think I made that point very well. Again, I want to say that the mob has its hooks in city halls and banks such as the Cuyahoga County Clerk of Courts and institution activities, a vast control of many aspects they are involved in the life of the city of Cleveland. And there's an article that you may want to read to get a clear picture of why I say that the mafia has moved from the streets into the courthouse, into the judges' chambers of individuals like Racketeering Judge Richard McMonagle. And the headline is pretty clear here. It says, Cleveland Mafia, Death of a Don. No, it's not dead. In Cleveland, the mafia is live and well in the judges' chambers, and Judge Richard McMonagle is the godfather of corruption here in Cuyahoga County. And it said it ignites Bomb City, USA. Here's vintage photos, but what they don't show you are the photos that you will see if you take the time and examine the videos that I provided to Cuyahoga County, and they've ignored them. I provided to the Ohio Supreme Court, who's ignored them. I provided them to the FBI, who's ignored them. I provided them to the governor, who's ignored them. I provided it to Nigel Bird Bennett, who's ignored them. But they've charged $365 million minimum in losses and costs to Cuyahoga County clerk, to Cuyahoga County citizens. Again, that site you want to look at is called Unlawful Bounty 1. Again, it's Unlawful Bounty 1. One word, at YouTube. But make no mistake about it, this is a bomb. And yes, bail bond reform should occur. Should have occurred a long time ago. But there's no one within the media that would do the right thing and examine the corruption that I said had existed. And I've documented that existed to those various agencies that I've documented existed and continue to exist and run rampant, that cost taxpayers $365 million that Judge Richard McMonagle has continues to have, and has his tentacles in the misuse and abuse. and distribution of $365 million based on corruption and racketeering within the bail bond industry. Until we meet again, I think I've clearly explained my concerns. I bid you farewell, my friend, and look forward to future broadcasts. If it's meant for me to continue to expose the corruption and racketeering that Judge Richard McMonagle is involved in. Till we meet again, good night.